Welcome, my friend. Welcome to my craft room. If we've not met before, my name is Liz, and I've got some exciting, easy tips for you crafting with the art foam paper, and we're going to create with the wild Aster floral today and make a very quick and easy card. So let's flip the screen and we will have some crafty fun together. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to be creating. So drop me some comments. Let me know that you're here. Say hi. Let me know where you were from. It is so wonderful that we can be all around the world and in different time zones as well. And we can be here in the same moment together and have some crafty fun. I don't know about you, my friend, but this is definitely one of my favourite times that I get to spend. And I get to spend it with you. Okay. Hi, Lawrence, you're in Belgium. What's the weather like over there, my friend? It's very cold here in the UK. So I'm just wondering if you're maybe even colder than we are. Okay, so these are a wild Aster floral. Now, what I want to share with you is this is also a wild Aster floral. Now, this is made from the papers, from the Deluxe floral shaping paper, and it's hand shaped with the stamens pushed through. But look at the difference when it's created with art foam paper. And I'm going to show you a very quick and easy way to create this. Now, this is a technique that we can use on many flowers. So I know in the past we've done the sweet peonies, and this is just the same technique, but it gives a different effect with a different floral. So I'm going to encourage you after this live to go and get your flowers out and have some fun creating with flowers and the foam, just to see what effect you're going to get. It's fun just to play, just to see what you're going to get. You never know. You really don't. Okay. Gail, good morning. Carrie, Mary, Julia, it's so good to see you. Julia, you're saying that this is one of your favourite flowers, the wild Aster. It's so pretty, isn't it? Okay. So, what we've got is, let me put my card down. We've got the art foam paper, and I am stamping the wild Aster stamp and die set. Now, in this die set and stamp set, the coordinating dies, we have a stamp with these two sizes on, and then a stamp with the 3 flowers, but they are 2 different sizes, and the leaf. Now, this is the one that I'm using, and this is the size of the stamp. So just to give you an idea, it's a beautiful sized stamp. Okay. Now then, what we've done is I have taken my StazOn iris. Personally, I prefer to work with the StazOn inks when I'm working with the art foam paper. The Archival inks are great too, but these are just my favourite go-to. If I show you this one again, so these were the StazOn inks, and these were made over a year ago. I know we did a Facebook Live on these some time ago, and look at the vibrancy of the colours, and you can still see the lovely stamped image as well. So that's why I choose the StazOn inks, because you get fabulous results every single time. Okay, so I'm then going to colour with a vibrant violet, and to do this I'm just going so now you're saying you're just working on with the wild aster. That's awesome. Tell me what kind of cards project, I'm assuming it's a card, what kind of project are you creating? And when you can share it, we'd love to see it in the Facebook group. So I'm just going to colour. Now you can see I'm using a straight sweeping motion to colour these, like so. So we can do it very quickly, very easily, like so. There we go. That's the great thing about this. It's very quick, very easy to do. Now then, what we're going to do is we're going to lay the coordinating die down, tape it down, run it through our die cutting machine, and we'll get these die cuts. Now, I have coloured them on the back this time. So I'm just going to come in, get my ink again, and just do that sweeping motion again on the back. When I made the sweet peonies like this, I left them white because I wanted to have that effect. So it's totally up to you. It depends what you are looking to create and the effect. You could do mix and match. So some had the white on the back, some had the colour on the back. You could even do different colours on the back. So you can see that these ones are white on the back. It gives a very different look. Okay, now then, for our flower, we are going to need 3 of the larger ones. So there's 3 of the larger ones. Now these are ones that I've not coloured yet, and 1 of the smaller ones. So we go 3 and 1, and I've already heated 2 of them. So we're going to do 2. Now I'm going to move all my foam away because I don't want it to change. I don't want to reheat the ones that I've already done. Okay. Oh, so now you're saying you're making your flowers and then you're working on birthday cards. I'm sure whoever those birthday cards are for will be absolutely blessed. It's so lovely to see everybody's projects. I know many of you do share in the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, make sure to join. It's a fabulous community there. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of noise. I've got my heat gun and I'm going to heat it up. So I'm going to give it, I want it to have some heat in it first. So I'm just letting it warm up so that it is actually hot. Okay. So I'm going to hold it with something metal, and I'm just going to heat this. I'm trying to make sure, and you can see how it's coming up and coming up, and then we've gone. Let's turn that off, and I'm going to get hold of it at the base, and I'm just going to twist, okay, like so. And then I'm going to unravel it and pop it to one side, and we'll do the next one. Now each one is going to come out differently, and that's the beauty. Each flower is different, and in nature each flower is different. Okay, so we'll do this one too. Right, so you do have to be fairly quick, and you can just say I'm just twisting that. And there we go. Okay, so let me move my heat gun, and we will then bring in my piercing mat, and I'm going to use my golf tool to do my piercing with. These are fabulous because if you're working with paper and you've got a lot of stamens to pull through, you can pull your paper through the center of the flower through the paper, and it can determine how wide it is because it's a graduated stem. So you can get the wider hole or the smaller hole. It's great. Right, so let me see. We've got 3 larger ones. and one smaller one. Now, I've taken my stamens, and we'll put some links in after I've finished, so that you can know what I've used. Okay, so these are the pearl stamens. These are my favourite go-to ones. Now they're on threads. I share a little tip, and some of you may have heard this before. So I'm using the wire to fold them in half and wrap around with, so that I can take them through my flower. These are the waste from the wire stamens. So when you've got your stamens through your flower and you cut it off, I keep it and use it on these ones. So I'm not spending any more money on floristry wire or anything like that. Okay, so I'll make sure I've got my small one set aside, because that's going to go in the middle. And then you're just going to take your flower, and actually you can pierce it with your piercing tool, like so, or you can just pierce it with the wire, because it's the foam and it'll just go through really lovely, like so. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the stamens folded in half for this. On my smaller one, I've used 3. I don't know about you, but odd numbers seem to be one of my favourites of using the stamens clusters in the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a hole through the middle of this one and pull that through, and I'm just going to kind of twist it around so that it sits where I want those fronds to be. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Wild Aster collection is actually in the warehouse clearance, so you can save up to 70% on products in the warehouse collection, and these are one of them. Things do sell out fast when they go into the warehouse collection, warehouse clearance, there we go. I don't know if you're signed up to the emails. It's a great tip to be signed up, because you'll get your notification that products have gone into the warehouse section. And my advice would be, if there's something in there and you're seeing it, I would get hold of that fast. Okay, so those are 3 of the large ones. Now, what I've actually done this wrong. Now, don't you just love it when things go wrong? Because I would have put my smaller one in the middle first, but I haven't. And I actually still really like that. So I've made, we can pop the small one on the bottom as well. Let's see what happens to that. It's just an experiment. Should have put the small one in first, which is what I did on my other one, and put my 3 larger ones on next, but I didn't. So I can just put that one on there, and it just fills out a little bit. So because we've done it in the style that we have, it really makes no difference. So there you go. That's as gorgeous a flower as the one that I created, what I would say the right way. Anyway, I'm going to come in now with my, am I going to do it with iris, or am I going to do it with my violet? I think I'm going to do it with my violet. Okay, and I am just going to take my dauber, and I am just going to dab at the ends of my flowers, so I get a lovely look on the end of those petals. It's very random. I haven't done that individually on my petals, which I would do with my paper. And you could add glitter, so you could go in with a sponge and do that with glue, and then put some glitter on it and have some nice sparkly ones as well. Okay. Now then, what I want to make sure I've done is seal the back of this, because when we trim it, I don't want all the stamens to fall out. Okay. Lorna, you're saying that these are one of your favourite flowers that you've got, and you're going to have a go at these foam ones. That's awesome. Lorna, make sure you pop a picture in the Facebook group. I will be looking. I'm excited to see what you create. Okay, sure. Shall we put the card together? Okay. Now then, I'm going to use a 6x6 base. And I've used the Deluxe flower shaping paper for this. I love to use it for my card bases, my boxes, and for my flowers as well. Now then, let's get this right, because I have cut this out, but I've got some writing on the back. So, I've taken a 6x6 panel, and because I've got a 6x6 card base, I have gone round each side and taken 1/16 of an inch off each side of the card front. Now I did that because they're all matte and layered, so if I'd have taken 2 off one side and 2 off the other, it would have a wider matte and layer. So I did it off each of the 4 sides. Right, so we're going to glue this one down, and to remove the center, I don't know if you know this, but the circle basic dies coordinate with the centers of the card fronts. So the circles, the ovals, the squares, they're the Cut Matte Create dies. There are dies to cut those centers out, which makes it really easy. I don't know about you, but trying to cut with a craft knife, I don't always get that lovely edge that I'm after. So having those dies is a perfect way of getting the centers out. And what that does is it maximizes your paper pad. So I could have used one card front like that and then cut out the circle of another card front, but this way I get to make 2 cards, not just one. So I don't know about you, but I'm all for maximizing that crafty stash that we've got and really making the most of it. So I know that there are the papers are still available in the warehouse clearance. Now what I know is the papers go super fast when they go into the warehouse clearance. So if there are papers there and you're sat on the fence, then I would make a decision fast, because I lost out as well. Oh my goodness, there was a paper pad that I was just so looking forward to, the Sweet Peony, and by the time I got in, they'd gone. So I'm sure you are all having lots of fun with the Sweet Peony papers, and I'm excited for you. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, Marie, you're asking, do you have to use StazOn, or can you use Archival link? Absolutely, you can use the Archival link. It's just that StazOn is my favourite. It's my go-to for when I'm using the phone. But yes, you can absolutely use the Archival link. So I'm going to cut out in white card 2 of the Swirly accent spray dies. And guess what? These are in the warehouse clearance as well. Now, these are great because not just the metal die, which is that what I've just cut this out of, but there are the border dies too, so you can create matte layers. This really is a very versatile set. So we've cut 2 of those out, and I'm just going to glue those down. Now I just add some glue. I don't want to make them too rigid, stuck down. I want them to look as though there's some movement in them. So I haven't put my glue everywhere, like so. So you can see it's got some, it's still standing up proud a little bit. It's not flat to my card. Okay. So Leanne, you're asking, do the warehouse sale mean it's been retired? Great question. Yes. So the products that are in the warehouse clearance section on the website, they are being retired. And once they are gone for good. So they will not be reordered. So if there's something that you've not got over the years and it's in there, really take advantage, my friend, because once it's gone, it's going to be gone for good. Or I don't know about you, but I make lots of flowers, so I actually have taken advantage and bought 2 sets of dies of some of the flowers. So I've already got one, and then I've taken advantage and bought another set so that I can cut more out in one pass. So I have an A4, a larger, one of the larger die cutting machines, so I can get multiples on. So I can run things through the die cutting machine and cut more flowers out much quicker and much easier because I've got 2 sets of dies. So if that's something for you, then you know, when you see a floral die pop up in there, then make sure to get hold of it. You can save up to 70% in there. It is really fabulous. So I've cut a circle out, and I'm just going to lay that down. I've cut it out of the papers, in the darker papers, and then I'm going to lay the centre down. So I'll just pop that down. What I didn't say was I had some pop dots on the back of there, so it's raised. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on its side like so. Now I don't know about you, but sometimes I look at my flowers and go, how do I put them on my card? Where am I going to put them? Now on our card today I've got a sentiment. So this is my sentiment, and what I've done is I'm using the Elegant Rose sentiments, and I'm just using the happy birthday. These are absolutely fabulous. So we've got thinking of you today, happy birthday to you, and have a wonderful day. They're great just to stamp directly on your card, on your scrapbooking layout, on the inners. The dies, you have a layer that it goes on. So that one has a mat behind it. This one doesn't, but really, really versatile and fabulous sentiments that you just want to reach for. So I'm using the happy birthday to you. Now I have stamped this onto my card, and you'll see that there's much more on it than what I'm using. The coordinating die just lays over the top. We'll run it through, and this is what we get. And all I've done is I've taken my scissors and I've gone in and just snipped away those pieces that I don't want. Now what we could do is, if you're a crafter like me, is keep that. We can colour that and put that onto another project. So when I say we're going to just snip it away. It doesn't mean to say we won't ever use it again. There we go. So we're just going to trim it down. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do was not just put it on flat. So let's have a look. If I put it on flat, you can see the difference to when I put it on like what I've done and it's raised. Okay, so I have run the die cutting machine, the die through the die cutting machine with just plain card 3 times and glued it all together. So there is some dimension with it. And I'm just putting some glue on. My dry's clear. Now the fine metal tip is really helping me with this. Now I'm going to pop this on here, and this is going to help me place my flowers. So I'm just going to stick that down like so. I want it all on, check it straight, all on the plain part of that, so that you can see it, so that it stands out and it's proud. Okay, so now we've got to do is put on our flowers. Okay, so to make the foliage, I've got all sorts of things in here. I've got some swirlies, I've got some little sprays and some leaves. So I've got the wild aster leaves, and then I've got the wild aster sprays, and I've coloured these in a coordinating colour. So I didn't want them to be the purples. I wanted them to kind of contrast with the card. So I've just coloured them in pink. I stamped them in a green, in leaf green, and I don't know if the camera can catch this, but we've got all nice glitter there on them. Okay, so those are from the Wild Aster Spray stamp and die set. So this is the stamp that I'm using. So we've got the coordinating die and stamp set. So we've got the leaves, we've got the sprays, and then we've got the swirly border accents. Now, these also have dies to go around them, which can create a matte layer. But look at these, aren't these gorgeous? I don't know about you, but I love the curly Q with my flowers. So I thought, right, let's use these, and we can cut them up, and I only needed 2 of these, so I've cut these up, and I'm going to put them in with my flowers. Cut them in silver, in the Luxe silver cardstock, and these are also in the warehouse clearance. So let's have a look at what we're going to do. Now, I don't know about you, but I do place my things down first. I've got them all tied together. Look at that. There we go. So that I know where I'm working from. So I'm going to put one of those down first. I'm going to put one of these down. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the length off. So we're going to pop that in there, and then the leaf there. So I'm going to start it there, and I want to finish it down here, and then we'll just build it up like so. So let's put these down. I'm only going to glue down the bottoms because I want that movement, that freedom of the tops of the die cuts, like so. Okay. There we go. And then we will do the same again. Make sure I pop it the right way around. So we've got 4 of these to go on, and 3 of the sprays like so, and I've got 4 leaves, but I have an extra one just in case we want to add something else to it. So you can see I'm just interleaving them all and making that lovely arrangement. Put that like there. So I'm making sure that I'm trying to keep within this area so that I can put my flowers on top. And it might look a mess right now, but once we put those gorgeous flowers on, no one's going to see any of this. And we're doing good with our sentiment. I'll bring that one out a bit, I think. There we go. So, throw me some hearts if you are loving the way that we've made the Aster today. I really am excited to try to have a go with some of the other flowers. So I'm intrigued as to how the rose would turn out with this technique. I know I'm going to have some fun having a go with it, and I'm sure that you all are too. Okay, so all we've got to do is add the flower. I'm going to add them both at the same time. If you've seen me craft before, you've seen me do this, and it just means that they go in the right place that I want them in together, and it's much easier. Okay, so just pop them on there like that. Now then, I've got lots of these glue hairs. What I want to say to you is, if that happens, don't worry, because Emma Lou has this amazing technique that she shared. You get your hairdryer out and it melts them all away. There we go. So whilst I've got some heat in there and some movement, I can just move them into place, and voila, there's your card all done. Jean, you're saying you really like the extra leaves under the flowers. It gives a real different look to just adding a leaf. So let's have a look. There's a Aster with just some leaves around it, and then we've got a floral display. I will switch the screen, and it's been fabulous crafting with you, my friend. I will come into the comments, add some links for you, and I will answer any questions. So if you've got some questions that haven't got answered, I will answer them. If you've got any questions that you haven't yet asked, then make sure you drop them in the comments, and I will come in and answer them for you. It's been wonderful to spend this time together, my friend. I can't wait for us to craft together again. Head to our website, www.heartfeltcreations.us. Add to cart the products that you're wanting from the warehouse clearance, for things that you may have seen that you don't have and have fallen in love with, and be inspired to create something beautiful. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my friend, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.